This is 6 News.
Severe storms slice through mid-Michigan as damaging winds continue to wreak havoc tonight. It's our top story at 11. Thanks for joining us. I'm Lauren Thompson. After severe storms tore through mid-Michigan today, trees are toppled, homes are damaged, and power lines are knocked down across the area. People across mid-Michigan are in the dark, and it's not over yet. The winds are still howling outside right now. We have team coverage tonight, starting in the Weather Center. Meteorologist Emily Wall spent the day tracking the storms. She joins us with the latest on the conditions right now. Emily?
Well, that's right. We have a lot of power outages across the area tonight due to this afternoon's storms and the high winds that were associated with them. But as we're making our way into tonight, we aren't clear of those high winds just yet as the cold front came through. Colder air is filtering in behind it, as well as very strong westerly winds. Here's a look at the wind gusts over the past couple of minutes or so. 33 miles per hour in Lansing, 40 miles per hour in Grand Rapids, 39 in Kalamazoo, as well as Coldwater. Now, earlier on this evening, we had wind gusts as high as 55 to 60 miles per hour recorded in our area, so very, very strong winds out there tonight. Live from Tracker 6 Doppler radar, still quite a few showers in the area just to our north, but earlier on this evening they were much heavier. They are beginning to die out. Just light rain left in the area now, but all of that orange that you see there on the screen, that represents a high wind warning in effect tonight until tomorrow morning. At 4 a.m., we're expecting wind gusts as high as 55 miles per hour until then, but sustained winds between 20 and 35 miles per hour. Current temperatures across the area, temperatures have dropped quite rapidly over the past couple of hours since the cold fronts came through. 44 degrees in Lansing, 43 in Charlotte, 46 degrees in Mason, and 45 in both Howell as well as Jackson. As we make our way into the overnight planner, we're currently in the mid-40s, dropping down to 40 near 3 a.m. Still with some lingering showers possible near 7 a.m., dropping down into the upper 30s. But tomorrow is going to be another windy day again for us. We're going to start off the day with winds between 20 and 30 miles per hour once again. But temperatures tomorrow are expected to fall throughout the day. We'll have a lot more coming up later on in weather and what you can expect for the rest of the week.
Thanks, Emily. Well, Consumers Energy is reporting more than 190,000 of its customers in Michigan are without power tonight. Now, here in mid-Michigan, Lansing and East Lansing are faring among the best tonight. There are less than 700 customers still without power in Lansing. Jackson has far more outages with more than 6,200 customers in the dark there. And in areas like DeWitt and Holt, thousands of people are waiting for the lights to come back on. The Eaton Rapids area was also hit hard with more than 2,500 customers affected there. Now, DTE Energy reports about 2,500 of its customers are without power in the Williamston area right now, along with nearly 1,000 in Howell and about 280 in the areas surrounding White Oak Township. Our team coverage of the storms takes us to Holt now. One family there had a tree literally fall through their home today, but Savannah Ciavata explains why, despite the destruction, the family is counting their blessings tonight.
Dana Parker tells me that he was sitting in his living room watching the Lions game when this tree came crashing into his house.
Next thing I know, I heard a crack, and I think it was a window first. And then all of a sudden, I heard a boom, looked over, and there's a branch coming through the living room wall.
The tree used to sit at the front of his property before the storm knocked it over onto the north side of his house.
Never had anything like this happen, so I don't know where I'm at. I got to get cleaned up, I'm sure. And
although there is significant damage, Dana realizes the situation could have been much worse.
Force of nature, I guess. And thankfully, God protected us, and nobody was hurt.
And Dana tells me he's not sure how or when the tree will be removed or how much it will cost him in damage. In Holt, Savannah Ciavata, 6 News.
In Lansing, the high winds uprooted and knocked down trees right in front of the state capitol, leaving one tree laying across the road. Now, leading up to the Capitol building, caution tape and cones blocked off parts of the sidewalk where branches and tree limbs scattered following the storm. Now, this was not the state Christmas tree. We do want to point that out. Now, Ottawa Road remained open despite the fact that the tree fell into the 2 left lanes. Also downtown, heavy rainfall caused water to flood some roads and sidewalks. Some areas around the Capitol building had more than a foot of standing water in the streets. And as power lines sparked across the area tonight, a telephone pole in Lansing caught fire this evening. The 200 block of Virginia Street lost power when the lines came down there. 8 homes were evacuated as a precaution, but none were damaged. Well, as the Storm Tracker 6, the meteorologists and the 6 News team covered the storms, your pictures and videos came into our Facebook and Twitter accounts. We turn now to our social media reporter, Amy Akers. She has a look at what some of our viewers saw today.
Social media was a huge part of our team tracking the storm. Viewer pictures poured onto our Facebook page showing where the storm was and what damage was popping up. Take a look at this one. We had several reports of trees down in the middle of the road tonight. Cole Whitford sent this one in from Hanover Road in Hanover, this one completely blocking the street. Those winds were unbelievably strong, causing this tree in DeWitt Township to snap. This picture sent to us by Bill Early. Those yellow leaves are pretty, but surely going to leave a lot of damage, it seems. And finally, a bit more of a happier sight for some, and what a beautiful sunset as the storm starts to leave Brookland. This one sent in by Lori Lee, a welcome vision for many, I'm sure. For those of you who sent in pictures, we want to say thank you, and if you still have some, head to our Facebook page, WLNS.com/Facebook, and share them with us. We've got a slideshow on our website, WLNS.com. Lauren.
Well, before the storms hit here, the same line caused massive damage in central Illinois. Tonight, rescue crews and the National Guard are searching for survivors after tornadoes ripped through neighborhoods. At least 3 people were killed after tornadoes reduced homes to splinters. 3 confirmed tornadoes touched down across a stretch of almost 200 miles in Illinois. Emergency management officials say one twister was moving 60 miles per hour.
Heard this it's like a train, like a loud train. I said, this isn't right. I said, it's not thunder, it's not, and it just kept coming, getting louder.
Well, as many as 300 homes were destroyed by that tornado. Airports in Chicago stopped all incoming and outgoing flights during the storms as well. Well, we continue to follow the weather conditions and the aftermath of the storm. Right now, there are no school closings or delays reported for tomorrow morning. But tune in to 6 News this morning starting at 4:30 for the very latest. And as always, head to WLNS.com for more. We have additional storm pictures and videos posted there. A string of crimes hit the Lansing area over the weekend. Tonight, police say a woman is recovering after being shot in the ankle by a stray bullet. Police say she was walking near the corner of Baker and Denora around 10:30 last night when she heard gunshots and then realized she'd been shot herself. The woman was treated at the hospital and then released. Police say she does not know who fired the shots. Well, just hours later, more shots rang out, this time on the 1700 block of Theodore. Police say around 2:40 this morning, a man and woman were inside their home when they heard about 6 gunshots fired outside. Police say no one was hurt, but they did find bullets shot into that home. Police say the victim believes he knows who fired the gun. Also in Lansing, on the 1800 block of Genesee, police say a man robbed 3 people at gunpoint in a home driveway. Police say that happened around 1 this morning when a man with a gun approached a car with the people inside and demanded the cash. Police describe that suspect as a black man about 5 feet 10 inches tall, in his 20s, with a slim build and shoulder-length dreadlocks. He wore a light-colored hooded sweatshirt, sweatpants, and a white baseball cap. Police say he stole the cash and then drove off in a Chevy Trailblazer. If you have any information, you're asked to contact the Lansing Police Department.
Now, from Storm Tracker 6, your full forecast first. Made possible by your independent auto owners insurance agents, the No Problem people.
Well, we had a very, very active day here in the Weather Center today, tracking those storms this afternoon and the wind gusts that came along with those as well. And we actually have a time-lapse video from our tower cam today. And as those storms came through, we had quite a bit of wind and heavy rain at times, and we will see here the visibility was actually dropped at some point because of this heavy rain. But we also want to point out that we do thank you guys very, very much for sending in all of the social media posts. This really helps us do our job. This is from Sarah in well, actually this is a tree sent in from that was down on Coolidge Road between Lake Lansing and Coleman. We had so many posts just like this one throughout the day. So once again, thank you very much for that. It helps us do our job to the best of our ability. Lives from Tracker 6 Doppler radar, quite a bit of showers still in our northern portions, but overall those are beginning to come to an end now. But all of this orange that you see here, that is a high wind warning that is in effect until 4 a.m. tonight. We are expecting winds as high as 55 miles per hour when they do gust. Skyview Network from our Capitol cam, as Lauren mentioned earlier, the Christmas tree in front of the Capitol is still there. That's not the one that was blown over. 44 degrees outside of our Capitol cam, 26 mile per hour sustained winds, and outside of our WLNS studios, traffic's still moving smoothly, but if you are heading out for any reason, be sure to be very careful on the roadways and hold on to the steering wheel quite tight because these winds can push you around tonight as well. 44 degrees outside of our studios. So wind gusts currently 33 miles per hour in Lansing, 40 miles per hour to our west in Grand Rapids, and over the next 24 hours, we're still going to have quite high winds out there, 20 to 30 miles per hour for our day tomorrow. They'll begin to die down tomorrow evening and into tomorrow night. Monday, we have the clock here stopped at 10:30 tomorrow night. That's when we're going to begin to see those die down between 10 and 20 miles per hour. So again, another day to hold the hats tomorrow. Current temperatures 45 degrees in Alma, 45 as well as Howell, Flint, Jackson, 47 degrees in Adrian, and Precision Cast taking us through tonight and into tomorrow morning. Still a few lingering showers out there, but we're going to start off the day in the upper 30s and falling temperatures throughout the day. But fortunately, as we make our way into the afternoon hours, we'll begin to see a few clearings in the clouds and partly sunny skies for tomorrow afternoon. Monday night into our day on Tuesday, those temperatures are going to get pretty chilly out there. We'll see temperatures in the upper 20s for the beginning of our day on Tuesday, but fortunately plenty of sunshine. This is at 8 o'clock in the morning. Only a few light passing clouds out there, and that's the way it's going to be for Tuesday evening as well. High temperatures will be near 40 degrees. Overnight tonight, temperatures dropping down near 38 degrees. Rain showers and windy, west winds of 25 to 35 miles per hour. But again, high wind warning, gusting as high as 55 miles per hour. For tomorrow morning, upper 30s by noon. A chance for a few flurries out there as those temperatures are dropping down into the mid 30s. And by tomorrow afternoon, we're going to fall to about 35 degrees by 4 o'clock with a little bit of sunshine in the forecast in the evening. 6-day forecast, sunshine returns on Tuesday and Wednesday, but temperatures remain in the 40s all week.
Well, today certainly could have been a lot worse, couldn't it have?
It certainly could have, especially seeing what happened down in Illinois.
All right, thanks, Emily. Well, still ahead tonight here on 6 News at 11. Hunters across the state headed out for the start of deer season. We'll tell you how they say opening weekend went, plus the latest on a historic hunt in the UP. That's next on 6 News. Welcome back. For thousands of deer hunters across Michigan, it was a successful opening weekend to the firearm season. With warmer than average temps, hunters say they saw plenty of deer. According to the DNR, hunting license sales are already up nearly 3% this year. Local processors we spoke with say it appears the hunters are already having a good season as they bring in the deer.
We've had quite a few in the last few days. We've been pretty busy. We haven't had a head count just yet, but we're surely up at least 25% from last year.
Firearm season runs through the end of November, and archery season picks back up December 1st. Well, it's not just opening weekend for the deer hunters. Michigan's first wolf hunt started Friday, and officials say at least 5 wolves have been killed since. It's going on right now in the Upper Peninsula. The state sold 1,200 licenses to hunters. Those hunters can use a gun, bow, or even a crossbow to hunt the estimated 658 wolves in the UP. The season runs through December or until 43 wolves are killed. The wind continues to blow tonight, and the warm temps we enjoyed this weekend are gone. Don't go away. Emily Walls has a final look at a chilly 6-day forecast next. Thanks for watching 6 News at 11 on WLNS.
A quick look at tonight's forecast. Rain showers are still across the area. Temperatures dropping down into the upper 30s, but we are in a high wind warning, so we still have west winds 25 to 35 miles per hour, gusting as high as 55 miles per hour through the early morning hours. Your 6-day forecast, sunshine returns for Tuesday and Wednesday, 41 degrees on Tuesday, 45 on Wednesday. Rain chances return to the forecast on Thursday and Friday.
So not only a wild weekend of weather, but Kevin says it's been a wild weekend of sports too.
There's no doubt about it. And let's review for a second. On a football team, you have offense, you have defense, and of course you have special teams as well. But I've got to tell you, Michigan and MSU, Their punters looked so good over the weekend, they actually took the name special teams to a whole new level. So on Sunday, naturally, the Lions try their hand at a special play on special teams, but this has disaster written all over it. My goodness, coming up, Jim Schwartz explains the bizarre play that may have cost the Lions a road win. Plus, Matthew Stafford admits even he was confused by this fake. Don't miss the hijinks up next in Sports Overtime.
Now, from 6 Sports, this is Sports Overtime. Brought to you by Meyer and by the Michigan Lottery.
It's Sunday night, and it's time for Sports Overtime, your weekend review of all things Mid-Michigan sports. As usual, I'm your host, Kevin Gale. Tonight, the Spartan women work overtime. Mark D'Antonio takes one step closer to a title, and Brady Hoke talks about the best play he's ever seen in football. Here's a hint. It actually happened last night. But before we take a run at the Big Ten, the Lions run their punter into all kinds of trouble. Sunday afternoon in the Berg, Lions visiting the Steelers, and a former CMU Chippewa runs wild in the first quarter. Antonio Brown, a pair of touchdown snags from Ben Roethlisberger, another MAC product. Boy, they're all over the place. Steelers take a 14-0 lead. But in the second, the Lions roar to life. Matthew Stafford rolls the pocket, and that frees up Megatron, Calvin Johnson. Watch him just shred Ike Taylor. Get off me, bro. 79 yards to the zone of endness. He takes his time getting there, too. Later in the second, it's a familiar face. Former MSU feature back Le'Veon Bell, looking good in those awful alternate jailbird uniforms. 88 total yards for Le'Veon in this one. He's growing into a solid NFL starter in his rookie season. Teams trading scores until the Lions light the board with 17 points in the final 3 minutes before half. Stafford to Megatron again, 179 yards on just 6 catches for Johnson. Then Joique Bell caps a 49-second Lions scoring drive. Detroit leads 27-20 at half. Fourth quarter now, Lions lead by 4. A field goal would give them a touchdown lead. But what in the world is that? A fake! Punter Sam Martin, not exactly a playmaker, gets leveled and fumbles. Lions walk away with nothing after passing on a chip shot field goal for a 7-point lead. What on earth? Okay, at least the defense has 97 yards to work with. Okay, not so much. 16-play scoring drive, Roethlisberger to Will Johnson. Final minutes now, Lions need a long drive of their own just to tie the game, but Will Allen snags the dying quail from Stafford. Steelers score again to put it away, 37-27. You can never blame a loss on one single play. But that fake field goal turns out to be very costly, and it even surprised the Lions.
I honestly, to tell you the truth, I didn't find out it was a fake till much later in the game. I thought it was a botched. I didn't know. I just looked up and saw a guy running, and I figured it was slick out there. I knew that it was going to be tough. I didn't even know that we had gone for the fake.
We thought we had a great chance to be able to score a touchdown there and not just get a field goal. I don't regret anything that happens in a game. We're going to do our very best to win the football game. We didn't make enough plays to win this one, including that one. But we worked it. It was there, we thought. They made the play. We didn't.
Now here's a sight for sore eyes. Michigan All-American Mitch McGary back in action for Wolverine basketball. The sophomore forward missed the first 2 games of the season with lower back pain, but returns just in time for a tricky road game. Michigan, ranked number 7 in America, visiting Iowa State. McGary not in the starting lineup, but enters the game less than 4 minutes in. Solid day for McGary, 22 minutes, 9 points and 6 rebounds. He looks healthy. Back and forth game throughout, and look out below. Here comes Nick Stauskas, Air Canada, in the building. He leads Michigan with 20 points in the game. My goodness. But the Hilton Magic takes over. Iowa State always so good against ranked teams at home in the Hilton Coliseum. Cyclones close the game on a 23-10 run, and Michigan falls for the first time this year, 77-70. Next up for the Wolverines, a trip to sunny Puerto Rico for a tip-off tournament. Meanwhile, at Breslin, Susie Merchant and Michigan State hosting Dayton in a battle of top 25 teams. Entertaining from start to finish. First half, Spartans up 6 until Andrea Hoover lets one loose from downtown. She leads Dayton with 25 points. Final seconds of the first, Spartans show off their newest addition, freshman Tori Jankoska. You cannot leave her open. MSU up 34-23 at recess. Second half, Aerial Powers. Quite a spark plug in this game, feeds Kiana Johnson for the finish. Spartans take their biggest lead, 15 points, but Dayton claws back. Sasha Grant Allen, hoop and harm. All of a sudden, the Flyers lead 59-58. Okay, final 10 seconds. Spartans need a bucket to force overtime, and Powers delivers. The freshman has gumption. Team high 24 points. We'll settle this in the extra frame. That's when the other Frosch lends a hand. Jankowska to the rack. 48 points between the freshman duo of Powers and Jankowska as the Spartans win a thriller. 96-89, the future very bright for Susie Merchant and company.
I look at a team that grew up today, and we played better on ball screen defense. I was proud of us. I mean, we got down a little bit there at the end of regulation and found a way. Ariel made some big plays, and we found a way to kind of come out of it. So I learned that, you know, we're not going to quit, and we're not going to wait for somebody else to do it. I thought our kids did a nice job of staying aggressive.
To know that we can beat the ranked teams and that we can fight and never give up against the teams that are really good teams. Today really proved how our season's going to go, and that we're never going to give up, and we're just going to keep getting better, because today I thought we got better.
Nice day for the ladies, frustrating for Spartan men's soccer. Big Ten tournament final against Indiana. Scoreless game into the second half until a sloppy goal kick by MSU keeper Zach Bennett falls right to Jamie Vollmer. And that laser wins it for Indiana. Heartbreak for Bennett. He records 7 saves, keeps MSU in the game for so long, but that's a tough way to give up the go-ahead goal. No back-to-back titles for MSU. Hoosiers win 1-0. Now State must wait for the NCAA tournament selection show tomorrow at noon. And what a week for MSU field hockey. Big Ten tournament champs, then a pair of victories in the NCAA tournament, including a win that snapped a 45-game home winning streak by Syracuse. Quite a run by the Spartans, until their tournament came to an end on Sunday in the Elite Eight. 3-1 loss at the hands of UConn, but congrats again to MSU field hockey. Great finish. And hey, speaking of great finishes,
it might be the best single play I've ever seen.
Even Brady Hoke can't believe the wild finish we saw on Saturday night at Northwestern. Coming up, the head coach runs through the fastest field goal you'll ever see. Plus, special teams were very special for Michigan State as well. Mark D'Antonio says this whole team is special. How far can they go? That's next in Sports Overtime. One more win. That's all MSU football needs to book a trip to the Big Ten championship game. Today, the Spartans jumped 3 spots in the latest BCS standings after clinching a share of the Legends Division title with their first ever win over Nebraska. Spartans closing in on a very special finish to the season, thanks in large part to their special teams on Saturday. Mike Sadler may be the very best punter in America. This deep driving kick fools Jordan Westerkamp. Ball. Long snapper Tabor Pepper recovers. That's a long run, and that leads to a Spartan touchdown. Then in the fourth, Sadler strikes again. Hey, diddle, Mike Sadler up the middle. That's what Mark D'Antonio calls the fake punt runs. Don't be fooled by his mellow attitude, folks. D'Antonio's a trick play master. The special teams sparked the offense. In this 41-28 victory, the Spartans need just 1 win in their final 2 games at Northwestern or home against Minnesota to book their trip to Indianapolis.
I mean, the reality is that we played for a championship in 2008 at the end of the season, 2010, 2011, and now 2013 we'll have an opportunity to play for a championship. Any way you cut it, for at least a Legends championship, any way you cut it.
We play great teams week in and week out, but man, I'm sure they feel the same way, but we feel like we should win the games. And when you have that attitude and you believe it, and guys are, playing with each other and playing with that attitude, then you're going to do good things, and you're going to come out on top of games like this.
Special teams very special for Michigan State, but Michigan takes the cake with this last-second field goal for the ages. Wolverines down 9-6, no timeouts. They can't stop the clock. All they can do is run the field goal unit out there with less than 10 seconds left. Slippery field, all kinds of confusion. No way they can make this work. No way. This is a mess. Oh, wait. Brendan Gibbons gets it done. Never even set his feet. Holder Drew Dillio had to slide into place like he was sliding into third base. Sensational kick. We're heading to overtime. Finally, in the third frame, Devin Gardner puts Michigan ahead for good. 27-19 the final, and Brady Hoke has never seen anything better than that.
There's a play that a lot of teams may not follow through and be successful, but it tells you about the discipline of these guys playing together, how they got on the field, how the guys who weren't on that team got off the field. It might be the best single play I've ever seen, so because it was a team play.
Finally tonight, Jimmy Johnson takes his place among the all-time greats. Not since the days of Richard Petty or Dale Earnhardt Sr. have we seen a driver dominate the Cup Series like this. In the final race of the season, Johnson finishes 9th, and that's good enough to clinch his 6th Sprint Cup Series championship in the last 8 years. What a milestone for Johnson, arguably the best driver in the history of NASCAR. And that's all the time we have here on Sports Overtime. I'm Kevin Gale reminding you that 6 Sports is always on and always free at WLNS.com. Have a great night.